What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys were following Redcrest, you saw that Yamamoto dropped a brand new bait. This guy right here, this is the Sensei worm. So we're gonna dive in and talk all about the new baits from Yamamoto, what I think it's good for, kind of just dive into the whole thing about the new Yamamoto Sensei worm. But if you guys are new to the channel, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. You know, we're pumping out a bunch of great content right now. If you guys aren't new, still, I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Hopefully you can learn something from this video. But I'm really excited about this new bait, this new worm. We're gonna dive in, talk all about it, and kind of explain to you why you wanna pick up some of the new Yamamoto Sensei worms. All right, guys, here it is, the brand new bait from Yamamoto Baits, and that is the 6.5 inch Sensei worm. So right off the bat, it doesn't look anything different than your standard finesse worm, but there's some really cool features in the plastic that's used to make this worm. So right off the bat, as soon as you pull it out of the package, you notice how soft it is. So it's very soft, and you know, you can see how far that bait bends over itself. It makes almost a complete U there whenever you fold that bait in half right in the middle like that. And you know, a really soft bait is key, because every little twitch or quiver of your line, you can see how much action it puts into that bait, and it looks beautiful in the water. So the other cool thing is it is a neutrally buoyant plastic. So it's not full of salt that's gonna sink like a rock, but it doesn't float on the surface. So it just kind of has a real subtle, slow fall without any weight in it, but it's perfect to add a little bit of nail weight in the head, or even rig it up on a shaky head like this. And you know, it just acts so natural in the water. You know, there's not a bunch of salt in this that sinks it down to the bottom, so it's just kind of laying there flat. You know, this bait is very lifelike in the water. I am super impressed with the Sensei worm. You know, uses for this worm, I see so many uses for this worm. You know, first off, we got the full line of great fish catching colors. You know, I got green pumpkin in my hand. It's hard to beat a green pumpkin finesse worm any time of the year, but especially here in the spring. You know, you can throw it on a shaky head or a wacky / Nico like I have here, and just throw it around any piece of cover and catch fish in the spring of the year. So like I said, uses are gonna be shaky head, drop shot, Nico or Neko. That's gonna be the primary three uses for this worm. You know, I can see this really excelling on a drop shot as just a little bit bigger worm. You know, kind of a replacement for like a robo worm style bait. You know, it has a flat bottom, or it has a flat side, which I'm going to use as the bottom, and then a rounded top, kind of has a few ribs on it, but that allows that bait to stand up on, you know, say a drop shot, or even the Nico. You know, that flat bottom allows that bait to swim and leave that flat side back, and almost puts a little quiver into it as it swims. So, you know, that flat side's really important in the total action of the bait. But super impressed with this worm. You know, it's got tons of action, beautiful colors, of course, all your fish catching colors, and just a new addition to the Yamamoto Baits lineup. You know, they didn't really have a good finesse worm. They had the Pro Cinco that you guys have seen me use on a shaky head before, and the cut tail worm, but this kind of bridges that gap. It's a little bit softer plastic with that neutrally buoyant plastic in here, and just an excellent finesse worm for all of your finesse needs. So this is definitely a new bait you're going to want to check out this year. I mean, you can't go wrong with a finesse worm. The way the fisheries are getting more pressured, bass are getting harder to catch. Everybody's having to downsize their equipment, their baits. And this worm right here fits perfectly into that. So let's just dive in a little bit on the setup I like to throw it on. So I got it rigged up right now on 10-pound Seaguar Tatsu fluorocarbon. And I got it ran down to 15-pound Seaguar Smackdown braid on my spinning reel, throwing it on a 7'2" medium heavy favorite hex spinning rod. And then we get down to the hook. This is one of my favorite finesse or Nico hooks, and that is the Trocar TK137. This is actually the weedless version. You can see the two little weed guards there. So I'm able to throw this in brush, or trees, whatever, and it just kind of pulls right through and out of that brush. But this hook is perfect for a Nico rig technique. You know, it's a pretty small hook. It's not going to overpower the bait and, you know, cause it to sink from the hook. You know, the hook's not going to overpower or outweigh the action of the bait. You know, that's really important in throwing a Nico rig. And then in the head here, I don't know if you can see, I have a nail weight. We have the Epic Baits nail weight, tungsten nail weight in the 1/16 ounce size. So I really like to start with the 1/16 ounce size whenever I'm you know, fishing this technique. And it's a good all-around weight. It sinks pretty fast, a lot faster than you would think. You know, a 16 ounce gets down pretty deep pretty fast, so you're able to fish it pretty fast and get it down there, and then it still has that extremely lifelike action once it's down on the bottom. So other than the Nico, like I mentioned, it's going to be a perfect shaky head worm. So this is the new Epic Baits Shaky Head right here, and we're just going to rig him up, go through the flat side just a little bit, twist him around, push him up over the keeper. Just get him rigged up perfect, just like that. And that is an excellent finesse approach right there on a shaky head. You can see I'm not even moving, and you can see all the action that tail has. So just imagine whenever you're down there shaking that tail is going to be quivering like crazy, and the bass cannot stand it. So I've actually had these worms for you know, a few months now. Actually been able to test them, catch a few fish on them. So I'm excited. They're finally released to the public. You're able to get them right now. All your favorite retailers, Fish USA has them in stock. You're able to head on over there and pick them up. But we got some more exciting news, you know, going along this week with the Bassmaster Classic. We're also releasing another brand new bait from Yamamoto Baits. And that is, let's see, it is this guy right here. But unfortunately, I can't show you guys just yet. So this is gonna launch tomorrow. If you're watching this video today on Thursday, this is gonna launch tomorrow, day one of the Classic. So I'll be able to show you guys more this weekend, but I can't show you just yet. But you're gonna want to check this out. You know, this isn't a new bait to the line, but it is a needed bait, and it's gonna be cool. You guys are going to want to check out the new bait, but that's all I can show you for right now. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you'll learn something. Let me know what you think about the new worm. I'm excited about it. It really fits a need that was in the Yamamoto Baits lineup, and I know I'm going to put a few bass in the boat with this little guy right here. So hopefully you guys learned something. Leave me those likes and comments down below. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think the new bait from Yamamoto is. Obviously not the Sensei worm. What do you think's coming next? So we got some really cool things coming, and I can't wait to show you guys. So hopefully you guys learned something, and we'll see you guys next time.